sorry that Sardarji, that you were not aware of who I am. I thought even the police officers knew who I was here. But anyway, it's lovely to see you here. My name is Nazir Ahmed. I'm a member of House of Lords. I'm the chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Kashmir. We also have another All-Party Parliamentary Group on right of self-determination. And there are many groups from India, from Africa, from Europe, who are also members of that group because they talk about self-determination. So I'm a staunch supporter of self-determination in peaceful way. So here we are. This is a very important meeting because it's on insurgent movements in India. I was thinking, why is there so many insurgent movements in India? Or is there any? And if you think whether it is those who resist in Punjab, those who resist in Kashmir, those who resist in other parts of India, why do they do it? And I think because we've got a list of very distinguished speakers, I do not want to pretend that I am an expert. But what I've said in the past is that where there is armies of oppression, you will always get armed resistance. Where I was in Jerusalem only 3 days ago. I went on Thursday and I saw what is happening to the Palestinians next to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, because the Israelis want to demolish their houses and they want to throw these Palestinians from East Jerusalem. Well, of course there will be resistance, and of course it is duty upon us living in free world to go and support those people who are being thrown out of their houses, because the way they've been evicted, it is illegal under international law. Similarly, those people who are killed in Kashmir on regular basis, only last week 3 young men were murdered by Indian security forces. There are reports, as you know, Professor Chatterjee's report on mass graves and unnamed graves, unmarked graves. There are many, many international, whether it is Amnesty International, Physicians for Human Rights, Asia Watch. There are so many international organizations that have reports. But when the international community, and I said this about the United Nations, fails in its role in identifying and also actually doing something about those big countries with big commercial interests, those countries abusing human rights on a regular basis, then I know that there are armed struggles because people resist anyone. And quite frankly, I was talking to somebody in Jerusalem last week and I said, if I had, God forbid, my son or my daughter murdered right in front of my eyes, I am sure I would also resort to armed resistance. And you know, this might make headlines somewhere. And I know that my colleague Jenny Tong, Lady Tong, when she talked about suicide bombing, she had to resign because she said, I understand if something happened to my grandson, I would do the same. And so that's why when you see thousands, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, whether they are in Punjab, those people who have been civilians who have been killed and dragged out of their houses, and all these fake encounters and extrajudicial killings and lots of other abuses of human rights, when they happen, then obviously there is this sort of thing. And so for opening remarks, I have the great pleasure of inviting Brigadier Usman Khalid. But before I do that, because I know that my colleague and the chairman of this group, Dave Anderson, has to go for a vote, so I'm going to ask him to say a few words, and then I will hand you over to Brigadier Sir. Dave.
Thank you very much, Lord Ahmed.